Buying a home with a well? Well, I highly recommend you have a professional inspection of the well itself and the water. But here are a few tips that you and your buyer's agent can do when visiting a home with a well for the very first time. The first thing I would do if I'm considering buying a home with a well while I'm doing my house tour inside is actually, it's simple. Run the water. Just check out the water pressure. Some of the red flags, of course, would be it's kind of a trickle. Do a couple of different faucets. Is the water clear? You might want to just, pull a lever up and look at the water in the basin and also smell it. Another red flag would be, does it smell like rotten eggs? So those are some things you can do to kind of get a sense of the water quality for the house. The next thing is to go outside and check underneath the well cover. Now look for one of these fake rocks. That's the telltale sign of where that wellhead is located. You take it off and you see, again, not too much here. It's pretty simple. What you don't actually see on this particular one is a pressurized tank that's out here. Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're inside in the crawl space like this house actually has. But here's the wellhead itself. And what I like to do when I take my clients out is I like to look at this pump tag. If you could locate it, because it has lots of information like gallons per minute, the model of the pump, the depth of the well, and when the well was installed. And just while I'm thinking about it, one of the things that you can do with your own well, if you become a homeowner that has a private well like this, is note the filter on here, because they can become clogged over time. There's really not much that you have to do with these wells, but this is something you can do, every week or two, is just do a little bit of a kind of a backwash here. Just get some of those granite fines out, because they will flush out. That will stop this from really getting gunked up, because over time it can. And that will actually reduce the pressure in the house, because that happened to me with my private well. I was like, why is this water so slow to come out? I was panicking, but I went out and found that was all gunked up. So I turned the power off. You can just unscrew that. Looked at the old filter, got the number, went on Amazon, and I found one of these. So it's just a do-it-yourself thing you can do in about a half hour. Since North Carolina is a buyer beware state, any issues with a well that are not detected by the buyer prior to the sale of the home become the buyer's once they've closed on that home. That's just a brief overview of buying a home with a well. Now, I would consider doing some of the things I showed you with your realtor when you're out looking at a home for the very first time, of course, a home that has a private well, because it may influence your decision to actually buy that home, to make an offer, and if so, how much. But of course, the real bottom line is do your due diligence. Make sure you have a professional inspect your well and inspect your water before closing on that home. I'll see you next time.